This conference will now be recorded.
So how to open Qlikview? After installing Qlikview, here you can type Qlik. So it will show you Qlikview 12 app. Just select that. Qlikview will be open like this. Okay, Qlikview is open. Now this is called, whatever you are seeing is called start page. This is called start page. Okay, see here. You can see start page. That means the initial page what you will see when you open the Qlikview. Here I have different sections, like on the right side favorites, in middle recent, on the left side examples, and below that additional learning. What is favorites is, it is just like the favorites what you add in your browser. In your browser you will add favorites, correct? So whatever you like, you will add it to the favorites so that it will be visible always for you. It will be available instantly. And the same way here, if you are using any file frequently and you want to add it for favorites, that will be visible here. That will be visible here. What is recent? Recent is nothing but all the files which you are accessing frequently. Okay, you might be accessing some files regularly. Let's say I have a file name buffer1. Every day I'm accessing. So when I'm accessing, what happens is that will appear here under recent. Recent file that I opened. In just before this class, I had another class where I used CT18. This is the name of the file. And then buffer1 before that. And before that, I used retail store performance file. So that is what it is showing. Recent files that were used. Now these are the examples for Qlikview. This we will discuss later. Now, when you join in a project, when you join a company, you will be given a laptop, correct? You will be given a laptop. You will receive all authorizations like user ID, password will be provided to you. And then once a project is assigned to you, once the project is assigned to you, this Qlikview will be installed in your system. It will be installed. So when it is installed, initially, you will see this heading, Qlikview Personal Edition. Qlikview Personal Edition. The meaning of Personal Edition is it is a trial version. This is not licensed version. It is a trial version. So what you have to do is you have to convert it, this trial version, into license version. Okay, license you will get after paying some amount. That will be taken care by the companies. You will not pay anything. Okay, the business who will give you project, they will pay for the licenses and they will give you the license number. So once you receive that license number in email, what you have to do is you should come to the screen and you have to click this license information. Can you see here? There is something called license information. You have to click this, and then here you have a link. Enter a Qlikview license key. Select that and enter the license key here and control number. Whatever you receive in the email, you provide them here. And then click next. What happens is your license will be activated. This personal edition will disappear. This personal edition will disappear. You will find only Qlikview X64, means that is the licensed version. There will be no more personal edition. Okay, but till you get a job, until you join a project, you will be working in the trial edition only. There is no much difference between trial and licensed version. Only memory related differences are there. Okay, in real time, in enterprise edition, that is in licensed version, this file, if I create, I can exchange with, that means I can share this file with n number of team members. Let us assume you guys and myself are working in the same project. I created this file and I want to share it with you. I can share, but whereas in trial edition, maximum 4 times only I can share a file. That is the only difference. Okay, and the memory allocated and the memory available in the RAM for Qlikview applications, because all Qlikview applications will process under RAM. Okay, so when they work, when in enterprise edition, you can have the maximum RAM for running these applications, Qlikview applications. But whereas in trial edition, this will be limited. So this is another difference. Okay, one is the memory difference. The other one is the sharing of the file with other team members. These are the only differences between the trial edition and the licensed version. Is that clear, everyone? Please respond, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have seen how to convert trial edition into licensed version, and then we understood what are the differences between the licensed version and the trial version. Okay, right. Now, yesterday we have seen, as a developer, your job is to extract data. The first thing as a developer, when I enter into a project, my first thing is to extract the data from external sources. From external source. What is this external source? This can be an Excel file. Correct. This can be a data which is available in Notepad. This can be data available in Oracle. Anywhere this can have. External means which is not available in Qlikview. Okay, external system. If it was available in Qlikview, I would have told you it is a local, but this is external source. That means the data is available somewhere else. I want to extract that data. So how to extract this data? To extract this data, first I have to create a file. Create a file. Okay. So how to create a file? To create a file here, either go to the menu file and select new, or here I have an icon new. So click this new. A pop-up will appear like this, create a new document. So from here I can extract, click browse and select the data source. But I suggest close this. Close this. Now a file is created already. See, you are not in the start page anymore. A file got created. Second step is go to the script editor. Go to script editor and load the required file and load the file. Now we have created a file here. So how to go to the script editor? To go to the script editor, here you have an icon, edit script. Okay, so click that. So when you click, you will go to edit script screen. This is what is the script editor screen. Okay, now here you will find a tab. This is a tab. Its name is main. Okay, and what are these? These are all default parameters. Okay, what do you mean by parameter is, if I load some data, for example, here I have a file. In this I have a field order date. In order date you can see the date is maintained like 12.03.2012. Okay, so if I load this data, this is the date format. This is the date format. But here the default date format is dd/mm/yyyy. That means even though the file contains this format, that is dd.mm.yyyy, it will be displayed as dd/mm/yyyy. Okay. Similarly, time, how to display time in this format and how the day name should be displayed: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. Okay. So basically these are the default parameters, variables. We say it as variable. So these variables we will discuss later. So as of now, try to understand on the main page, these are all default parameters, default variables. Okay, right. Now, what is our job here now? Our job is to load the file. Okay, but to load a file, what I have to do is, it is always suggested create a new tab. Create a new tab. Don't extract data at the bottom of the main script. So to create a new tab, select tab and select add tab. Okay, it created main2 with the name. You want to rename it. It is always suggested whatever table you load, name the tab with the table name. Okay, right now I am going to load a table data called transact. The name of this file is transact. Here you can see on the top, transact. The data is available here with multiple columns like transaction ID, year, month, day, salesman ID, product ID, serial number, ID, customer, list prices, sales, gross margin, etc. These are the field titles and this is the data. Under transaction ID, this is the data. Under year, this is the data, like this. Okay, this is the data. So if you look at this, the data is maintained in the form of a table. The data is maintained in the form of a table. Now, I'll go to this file. I'll check the properties of this file. Right. Now, if you look at this, this file is not an Excel. It is a comma separated value file. Okay. Now we are going to load different types of files here. Like we will be loading Excel file, which will have .xls extension, comma separated value file, which will have .csv extension. Next, semicolon delimited, then tab delimited files. Okay, then fixed records, then pipe delimited. I'll show you all of them. Okay, so what do you mean by these extensions? You know, file extensions, right? If I save this text file, if notepad, say control S, I will say. So it is saving with .txt extension. See here, .txt. In the same way, if I try to save this Excel file, I will find different options. Save as. See here, by default Excel workbook .xlsx. Now I have multiple options here to save the data. So one of them is .csv. Okay, comma delimited. That means, what do you mean by this is, try to understand. I will close this file. Now I have transact data which is showing Excel symbol. That means comma separated value files can be opened even from Excel and also even from the notepad. So I'm I did right click, open with notepad. Now if you see, the fields are separated by comma. The data is separated by comma here. That is the reason why we are calling it as comma separated value. Values are separated with comma. Okay. So if you look at if you open data in the notepad, it might be a bit confusing if n number of fields are there. This is simple information, so it's easy to read. Transaction ID is 1001, year 2004, day month 1, day 31, salesman ID 2002, etc. It's easy for me to read. Okay, so instead of that, if I open in Excel, then it will be more easier to read because the data will be displayed in the form of table like this. Okay, so that is what is a comma separated value. So what is another thing we discussed? What is it? semicolon delimited. So what is semicolon delimited? So instead of comma, you will find semicolon in between the data. Semicolon delimited. Again, this is a notepad. It's a text document which will be saved with the extension .txt, but the data will be separated with a semicolon like this. Okay, so you might receive even such data. Now, pipe delimited. So what is pipe delimited? Again, it is a document which will have an extension .txt, but the data will be separated by pipe symbol. Okay, what is this pipe symbol? You will find this key above the enter key on your keyboard. Above the enter key, you can find backslash and pipe symbol. So if data is separated using this pipe symbol, then you can name it as pipe delimited. Okay, and similarly tab delimited, where there will be a tab space. Tab, let me select where it is. I don't think I have tab delimited. Yeah.
పైప్ సింబల్ దేనికి యూజ్ చేస్తారు అసలు యాక్చువల్లీ?
ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ ఏ సెపరేటర్ అండి, అది సెపరేటర్ మాత్రమే. ఇప్పుడు డేటాకి ఇప్పుడు
అంటే ట్యాబ్ సింబల్ ఉన్న స్పేసే కదా ఇస్తాము, మరి పైప్ సింబల్ కి
స్పేస్ వేరు ట్యాబ్ వేరు. ఇప్పుడు నేను డేటా క్రియేట్ నోట్ ప్యాడ్ లో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐడి కామా నేమ్ అన్న, ఇదేంటంటే కామాతో సెపరేట్ చేస్తున్నా. హియర్ ఐఎమ్ సెపరేటింగ్ విత్ కామా. Sometimes what someone will do is they will use pipe symbol instead of comma to separate data.
Okay.
Someone might use semicolon. Someone might use tab space, single space, tab space.
Okay.
Okay, again tab, let's say salary, like this. Okay, so even in different formats which I can create data. Now fixed record, there is something else called fixed record. So what is this fixed record is? There will be nothing, no separator will be there. Data will be created like this. See, I cannot, if I look at this information, if I show you this information, you will not be able to understand. There is something like 10 Hari Ban. What do you mean by that? 11 Giri Pune. What do you mean by that? There is no separator at all. So such things, we call it as fixed record. Okay. So you might receive data in Excel. You might receive data XLS files you can receive, .csv files you can receive, in .txt you can receive pipe delimited, okay, or semicolon delimited you can receive, or tab space you can receive, okay, and similarly fixed record you can receive. So different external sources, the data from external sources will be received, and sometimes it is required to load web pages also, web pages. And sometimes I might be loading another Qlikview file. Okay, so data can come from n number of sources. What we are trying to understand here is you can receive data from n number of sources. So how to load this data? That is what we are discussing. Okay, we have seen in the step 1 how to create a file, and then going to script editor. Now we are looking at extracting data. So again, I will show you from the beginning. So first what I have to do, I have to click this new to create a new file. A pop-up will appear. Close this. Second step, go to the script editor. You click this icon. You will come to the main tab where you will see the default variables. Now to create a new tab, select this tab menu and select add tab. Always it is suggested to give the name of the table to the tab name. For example, I want to load this file called transact, which is comma separated value file. So here I will name this tab name as transact and click OK. Now, what is third step? Extracting the data. Now I am in Go script editor. Now I want to extract data. So to extract data, here I have a data tab. Under this, I have different options available. To load any flat file, see, these are all flat files, whatever we discussed just now, Excel, CSV, .txt, these are all, we call them as flat files. To load flat files, I have to click this button, table files. So click this button, table files. Okay. So search the file where it is available. So the name of the file is transact. So select that file and click open. Now a pop-up will appear. Now in this pop-up on the left hand side, it is showing what is the extension of the file you have selected. Now see here, file type delimited got selected and delimiter is comma. Because it is a comma separated value file. That is why it is showing comma. And this is the data preview. This is the data preview here. Okay. For example, if I select any Excel file, Microsoft Excel worksheet. Now see here .xls, Excel is selected. Earlier it selected delimited comma because it was comma separated value file. But now it selected Excel file. Okay. So like that, according to the file selection, Qlikview, as it is very smart enough, it will show you what type of file you have selected, and it will show you the data preview as well. Okay. So again, I am selecting transact file. So how to do that? Click table files and select the required file. Open. Now you can see delimiter as comma. Okay. Now you can see the preview. Now once you see the preview, you are okay with that, click finish. Now when you click finish, what happens is a small script which is called load statement will be written automatically by Qlikview like this. So it has written what it has written, load and the name of the fields. See here. What are the name of the fields? Transaction ID, year, month, day. See, transaction ID, year, month, day. Next, salesman ID, product ID, serial number. See, salesman ID, product ID, serial number, etc. Okay. So Qlikview has automatically written a script saying that load these fields from this file transact.csv, which is available in this path. See users, desktop, regular class, data course. So if you look at the path, that is the thing here. See users, the same path. So automatically Qlikview will pick the path and the name of the file. Okay. So once you extract the data, what I have to do is the next step is save and load the file. Save and load the file. So to save, click this button, save. Now wherever you want to save, just provide some name. Let's say this April test 1. I am giving the name of the file. Now, when you load flat files or any Qlikview files, when you save them, they will be saved with this extension .qvw. This is the extension that will be taken from the Qlikview. Save. Now the file is saved. And how to load it? Click this button, reload. So when you reload this, now see, transact 695 lines it is showing. So that means there are about 695 lines here. Along with this heading count here, you can see 696 records are available. So that is what it has shown. and it is showing, boss, these are all the fields loaded, like transaction ID, year, day, month. These fields are loaded, it is saying. Now click OK. Okay. So what we have seen, we created a file, we came to script editor, we extracted data, we saved the file and loaded the file. Now I want to check that because this data is saved in Qlikview locally now. Okay, this data is saved in Qlikview locally now in the backend. So to check that, to check loaded data is nothing but saved data. Can say locally saved data. Qlikview locally saved data. Go to table viewer. Go to table viewer and check. Okay, how to go to this table viewer and check. Click file and select table viewer or press Ctrl T. So this is the table viewer. See, internal table view means this is Qlikview database. Here it is showing you have loaded the transact table and these are the fields available. Now to see the data, just right click and select preview. Right click on the table and select preview. You can see the data is saved, how it is saved locally in Qlikview. Again, understand the data is saved in table format only. The data is saved in table format only again. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Now after looking at the
Yes, sir.
data, you can close this. Okay, now again I will repeat this process. If you have any questions, that will be clear now. Okay, from beginning I will show you now how to create a file, go to script editor, extracting data, save, load and file, because this process is same for every time. You have to follow this process. Now we have seen how to load the CSV, that is comma separated value we have seen. Now how to load Excel file. I'll create a new file again. New file, close this window, go to the script editor, create a new tab. Okay, let's say Excel file, click OK. Now click table files. Now this is something Excel files available here. Microsoft Excel worksheet. Yeah, this is comma separated. This is Excel file. So I'll select Excel file, something bundle load, open. So Excel file is selected. Finish. Or I will select another file. This is image file actually. I'll select another file. Table files, chart types. This data is available. Finish. See, load statement is written automatically. Save. Load. OK. Now press Ctrl T. Right click on the table name and select preview to see the data. Okay, the same process, because Excel is a flat file, Notepad is a flat file, everything. These are all flat files you are working with. So all flat files are loaded from in the similar way only. So again, to go back to the script where you have loaded data, again click this icon, edit script window. So again you will come here. Right. Now whenever your load statement is created, the best practice is provide the name of the table about the load statement. So press enter here. So what is the name of the table? Actual name of the table is this one. This is the name of the table, but this is very lengthy. You can give your own name. Say table 1 I can give, but put a colon, not semicolon, colon. Now see, there is no error. If I use any other symbol or like semicolon, now see it is showing underline, means there is an error. If you put a comma, error. Okay, so put a colon. Now this will be the name of the table. Now if I save this and load, See, the name of the table is table 1 now. Go to control T. Now see, actual table name is different, but it is showing table 1 here. That means whatever name I provide here in the load statement, further that will become the name of that table locally. Okay, this I loaded this file actually, chart types for regular class -Qlikview. This is the name of the external file, but in Qlikview locally when it is saving, it's saved with this name, whatever name I give. Okay, I can give my name also. Let's say RC I give. I will save it, load it. Now see RC. Now go to control T. The name of the table will become RC. So I can rename it locally, no issue for that. Okay, right. Now let's see how to load pipe delimited files. Right. You want to create another tab, you can add a tab. Now name it as you like. Click OK. Now click table files. Now select the file pipe delimited. This is pipe delimited. Select. Now observe here. Heading actually heading in the table, that is the field headings are ID, name, city. But it is showing something else at the rate 1. So sometimes Qlikview cannot interpret data. So in such scenarios, what you have to do is, on the right hand side, there is something called labels. None it is showing. Select the drop down and select embedded labels. So now see, at the rate 1 has disappeared. Now ID, name and city are being shown here. This is one thing. Second thing, what is the separator here between the data? What is the separator? Can someone tell me?
Pipeline.
It's a pipe symbol, right? It's a pipe symbol. But what is the delimiter selected here above? Delimited is what? Tab. So is that correct? It is not correct. Here it should show me the pipe, not tab. So sometimes this happens. So what you have to do is select this drop down. Now you see whether pipe is available here. It is not available. Now click custom. Now here n number of delimiters are available. Pipe symbol is having number 124. See, this is the pipe symbol. So select OK. Now see, pipe symbol appeared. Now the data got separated here. Observe. Earlier it was tab. So when there was tab, Qlikview was not able to separate the data. But when I selected the actual delimiter, now see it is able to separate the data. Okay, that is how you have to separate it. Now click finish. See, load ID, name, city. So 3 different fields. Now save, load. Now go to control T. This was another table, earlier table, and this is pipe delimited table. I can check the data like this. Okay. Now again going to script editor. Now I want to load semicolon delimited. Either I can create a new tab and do it, or I can load it here as well. Okay. But I want to comment this code. So how to comment the code? To comment the code, select all lines, right click and select comment. So when you select comment, 2 forward slash will appear before that, and the entire script will turn into green color. It means this will not be recognized. This will not be read by the script editor now. Okay. See, even this one I am going to comment. How to comment? Select all, right click, comment. If you want to uncomment, again right click, select all, right click and select uncomment. So right click, select all, right click and select comment. The code will be commented. Okay. When I save and load, nothing will be loaded. See, empty. Empty. Why? Because no script is available here. Everything is commented. Okay. Okay. Now I will load semicolon delimited file. Now click the table files. Now select the file. Semicolon delimited. Open. Now you can see the delimiter got recognized. Semicolon and the fields got separated. Finish. Say ID, name, city. Save, load. I can see the data. Next, I'm going to the script editor. So to comment this code, select that code, right click, select comment. Now I would like to load tab delimited. Okay. So again, click this as it is a flat file. Click table files. Select tab delimited. There is no tab delimited file or what? Okay, I will show fixed record. I don't have tab delimited. It's same similar way you can do it. Fixed record. Okay, fixed record I am selecting. Now, when you select fixed record, see how the data is there. There is no separator here. Then how you are going to separate it? Even embedded labels is selected here. Okay, but the delimiter is selected as tab, which is wrong again. So what I have to do is on the left hand side, I can find fixed record here. Now see the difference. When I hover the mouse, that means when I move the mouse here, nothing is there. But when I select fixed record, and when I move the mouse, now see a line is appearing. So wherever you want to separate, place the line and click. Now see, now it got separated. Okay, see earlier it was delimited tab. So there is no separator and there is no line appearing here. But if I select fixed record, now see, as I selected, wherever I want, I can click it. I can create a separation between the data. Okay, again, click the table files, select the file fixed record. Now delimiter fixed record. Hover the mouse, wherever you want to separate, just click there. Finish. Now see, the data is loaded. Okay, right. But if you look at this, heading is something else. See here, what is the actual heading? Actual heading is ID, name, city. But here, Qlikview has taken something else. Okay, even though whether you have observed or not, the labels is selected as embedded labels only. But still it has taken like this. What does it mean is, what it is trying to tell you is, first separator after second character. Okay, next after third, again third line, 3 lines. Like that it is showing you the ratio of separation. But if I load this file, what happens now? See here, I have the actual field names. Okay. So this is how you will load fixed record files. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's very simple. Now let me show you how to load web files. Here I have a button to load web files. So it means I want to load data from the browser directly. From some web page, I want to load some data. But remember, to load such data from any web page, the data should be available in table format only. It should be available in table format only. So I will search for such data like country and capitals. Okay. Now, if I load this URL, these pictures, these words, these sentences will not be loaded. Only this file, because this data is available in the form of table. Only this information will be loaded from this web page. This information will not be loaded because this is not maintained in the form of table. So if you are loading any website, any data from any particular URL, in that URL, if data is available in table form, only that data will be loaded. Okay. So how to load this data now? So copy this URL. Now go to this Qlikview. Now click this button, web files. Now see internet file, just paste it. Now click next. When you click next, now it will extract that data and will show you the preview now. Now see, it extracted the data and showing country, capital. Finish. You can see load country, capital city. Save, load, Control T. See country and capital. Other information not loaded because that is not maintained in the form of tables. Okay, so that is how you will load the data from any web file. Okay, now you know to rename the load statement with some table, like let's say country and capitals colon. This will be the name of the table. Remember, there should be no space here. Like I cannot give country space capitals. There should be no space. It should be a single word. I can use country underscore capitals, no problem. Okay, in the same way, if I want to rename the fields, okay, capital city is a long name because when I go to Control T, here also it is showing capital city, but I don't want this title to be displayed. I want like only capital. So I can rename it. How to rename it? So after the field, put a space, type yes as capital. It is an alias name now. When you use this keyword as, it means you are telling to the Qlikview, instead of using this title, use this alias name, capital. When I load it, now I will see only capital, not capital city. See here, capital, capital, country, capital. Okay, so there are different ways now. Now let me show you something else. I will comment this. I'll go to this Excel file. I'll remove it. Now, when I look at this transact table, n number of columns are there. I don't want all these columns to be loaded. I want only transaction ID I want, year I want, sales I want. So what I can do is, when I load this file, while loading itself here, I can remove these fields by selecting this mark. Say exclude from load. If I click, it will be excluded from the load statement. Serial number I don't want. ID customer I don't want. List price I don't want. Similarly, gross margin also I don't want. Also, if I want to rename the field, we just saw how to rename the field using as keyword. Here also I can rename, like I don't want transaction ID, I want this field name to be displayed as ID, simply ID. Select it, remove it, delete it and specify ID. Click finish. Now see, automatically system has written as ID, alias name has been written. Okay, so two ways. If you want to type, you can type explicitly, or while loading itself, you just rename it. Qlikview will automatically write the script. So load transaction ID as ID, here product ID sales. Other fields I have removed them. Now save and load. Now say ID. It is renamed as ID now. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the process whatever we have learned today is loading of data using a type called normal load. Okay, there are different types of loads. So whatever we have learned, that is loading flat files, comes under a type called normal load. So in tomorrow's class I will discuss about resident load, preceding load. There are 10 types of loads actually. Okay, we have resident load, preceding load, then we have bundle load. Okay, then I have buffer load, then I have binary load. Okay, then I have partial load, then we have incremental load. Okay, so there are two more types of loads: mapping load. Okay, and one more load is there: buffer, binary, bundle, partial, incremental, mapping. I will tell you tomorrow. So totally 10 types of loads are there. So the remaining loads we will discuss